Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome to Ummah Radio. You are listening to the Arabic class with myself, Abu Mus'ab. We are still continuing with the Medina Arabic course, Book 1. We last stopped on page 21 at the beginning of lesson number 4. A quick recap of what we did in the previous lessons. Lesson 1, we learnt about the singular masculine directive pronoun for males and for masculine items which are nearby, which was هذا. The second lesson we did the usage of the word ذلك, also another singular masculine directive pronoun, but this is for things and people who are far away, meaning that. هذا meaning this, and ذلك meaning that. Lesson 3 took us into the usage of definite and indefinite nouns, which in Arabic the term is ma'rifa, meaning definite, and nakira, meaning indefinite. And the definite and indefinite is implied and shown by the alif and lam added onto the word. For example, kitabun, indefinite, al-kitabu is definite. So kitabun, a book, al-kitabu, the book. So that is what we learned in lesson 3. And then the final part of lesson 3 had done the sun and moon letters. Sun and moon letters are those letters where, depending on the give you a rather in a practical form, all the moon letters, when you say like al jannatu al himaru, you pronounce the lam in the word. As you can just think of the Arabic word for moon, which is qamar. So with alif and lam on it, it becomes al qamaru. You pronounce that lam fully. But the sun letters, if you think about the Arabic word for sun, which is shams, so when you have that alif and lam added onto it, then you pronounce it as ash-shamsu, the sun. So, okay, someone asked what page. We are starting on page 21. This is just a quick recap of what we had done in the previous lessons. So in any case, yes, when it comes to the sun letters, they'll be pronounced at-tajiru, ad-diku, ar-rajulu, ash-shamsu, as-samaku, and so on and so forth. All of them, you won't, despite the fact that there is a lam in the word, but you will not pronounce the lam at all. That's why it's as though it's a silent lam, to put it in that term. And then obviously the moon letters, on the other hand, you will pronounce the lam in its proper form. So that is where we had ended on page 20, and now we start page 21, which is lesson number 4, ad-darsu rabi'u, lesson number 4. Now this lesson here, just a quick introduction before we start the lesson. This lesson deals with what is termed, as we call it in English, as prepositions. And in Arabic, you'll see how it takes place in the sentence and what action it has in the whichever sentence it enters. So in any case, we do the lesson and you'll see it in a practical form. So in any case, we start Bismillah walhamdulillahi wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillahi wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa man wala. So lesson number 4, he says, thus he writes alif. This is, as you would say, subchapters. In English we would put A and B and C. So anyway, alif here stands for A. So he says al baytu, the house, fil bayti, in the house. Fi means in, so fil bayti, in the house. Then he says al masjidu, the masjid, fil masjidi, in the masjid. Then he says al maktabu, the desk, ala al maktabi, on the desk, meaning on top of the desk. Ala means on top. Then lastly he says as-sariru, the bed, ala as-sariri, on the bed. Now if you look generally, when we have been using the words on a freestanding basis, al-baytu, al-masjidu, al-maktabu, ad-darsu, and so on and so forth, you see it always ended with a dhamma. And like I explained last time, the default haraka, as you can say, the tashkil for the ending of a word is a dhamma, and it changes to a kasra or a fatha depending on something which is affecting it in the sentence. So here, what you learn is that all prepositions, these are only 2 prepositions which he has given you, which is fi and ala, in and on. Obviously ila and so all the rest of them, they also apply with the same ruling, but he's only teaching you these 2 here for now. So in any case, when a preposition comes, the word which follows it will have a kasra on it. That's why you saw fil bayti, ala al maktabi, fil masjidi, ala sariri. All of them got a kasra on the end. So you will not find it as fil baytu or ala al-maktabu or fil masjidu and things like that, but rather you'll find it like this with a kasra on the end. So this is the first part. Now he goes on to ba, which is subsection B. He says now, here we learn an additional word. He says, Aina Muhammadun? Where is Muhammad? Here we learn the usage of the word Aina. Again, more questions. Interrogative question. You're asking a person that, where is Muhammad? And then the answer is given on the opposite side of the page. It says, Huwa fil ghurfati. He is in the room. Al-ghurfa means the room. Here's an additional point which is, when I just said now, Aina Muhammadun, it gets explained later on in the book, but when I finish this point here, I'll just touch on it lightly before moving on. So anyway, I'll read on first. He says, Wa Aina Yasirun? And where is Yasir? The reply given is, Huwa fil hammami. He is in the bathroom. Al-hammam, the bathroom. Then he says, Wa Aina Aminatu? And where is Amina? The reply given is, Hiya fil matbakhi. She is in the kitchen. Al-matbakh means the kitchen. You can see the picture here in the center as well. Underneath it is written al-matbakhu, which means the kitchen. Then he says, Aina al-kitabu? Where is the book? The reply given is, Huwa ala al-maktabi. It is on the desk. Lastly, he says, Wa aina sa'atu? And where is the watch? The reply given is, Hiya ala sariri. It is on the bed. Now this touches actually quite on a number of points here. And okay, everything does get explained in due time, but sometimes it's good if you have a heads up beforehand. If you read and you look at the words, the names here, he says Muhammadun, Yasirun, two male names. Then he says Aminatu. This is not a typo, a printing error. It's Aminatu with a single dhamma. And Muhammadun and Yasirun has dhammatain on it. There's a reason for that, and like I said, it will be explained later on. So, but I'll give it to you here now. Just as you can say in passing, male names, you get male names, masculine names, which has the dhammatain on the end, like Muhammadun and Yasirun and so on and so forth. And then you have masculine names also, which cannot get a dhammatain on it, or a kasratain, or basically tanween for that matter. And it all is explained in detail, so instead of doing that whole class now, we'll wait until that class comes along. And here we learned when he says Wa aina Aminatu? Amina is a female name, so all female names will have a single, whether it's a fatha, a kasra, or a dhamma, but it may not have tanween. So that's just one point to remember. Female names cannot have tanween. Then he mentioned here they use the word huwa, which we did, or rather we didn't actually do, but we're coming to that in due time as well. Huwa means he or it, singular, masculine. And then this was in reply to Muhammad and to the question on where Yasir was. But when the question of asking where Amina was, the reply given was Hiya fil matbakhi. Hiya is the singular feminine word, the singular feminine pronoun. As you can see, the female equivalent of huwa. So huwa is for men and masculine items, while hiya is for women and feminine items. And then you see he uses now lastly two inanimate objects. He says wa aina al-kitab? Al-kitab, meaning the book, it is a masculine word. So he replied by saying huwa ala al-maktabi. It, meaning with the masculine word huwa, this book is on the desk. And then he said wa aina sa'atu? And where is the watch or the clock? And the reply given was hiya ala sariri. It, with the feminine word, is on the bed. Another point, which is not a hard and fast rule, you will see that it's the differing rules coming in the individual lessons in the very same book. But just for now, One sign to tell that the word is masculine and feminine is you look at the ending of the letter. Al-kitabu, it ends with a ba, or rather you can say, yeah, it's rather easy. You look at the second one, which says وَأَيْنَ السَّاعَةُ. That's what sa'atu, it ends with a ta marbuta, which is, as you can say, the round ta. When a word ends normally with a round ta, then such a word is feminine. As you can look at the name Amina as well. Amina too, it has the ta marbuta on the end. Again, another sign that the word is feminine. Now, like I said earlier, that you get masculine names which also cannot get tanween, and therefore you find masculine names which has a ta marbuta on the end, but it does not mean that it is feminine. So, like I said, it's not a hard and fast rule that just because it has a ta marbuta or it doesn't have a ta marbuta that it is a feminine or masculine word. For example, Ashamsu, if you look at it, it has no ta marbuta on it, yet in fact it has no sign whatsoever to identify what gender it is. As far as it stands, it's supposed to be masculine. However, Ashamsu is actually a feminine word, despite the fact that it has no signs whatsoever to prove it. So anyway, that's why I say it's not a hard and fast rule, but you'll get the hang of it as to know which words are feminine and which ones are masculine, but just having a ta marbuta on the end. Okay, so anyway, continuing on. Now it says tamarinu, exercises. Number 1. أجب عن الأسئلة الآتية. Answer the following questions. Number 1, he says, أين الكتاب? Where is the book? So, أين الكتاب? Where is the book? Now you, from your side, you are to give actually the answers to these things. So whatever word you prefer to, whatever sentence you decide to make up, it's up to you. But I'll give a sentence from my side here as well. So for example, when you ask أين الكتاب, where is the book? You can say هو على المكتب, it is on the desk. And this is, it's put here in the chapter of exercises because it's necessary for you. Like I said, every lesson, when you learn something in the lesson, he puts it into practice immediately. Therefore, it's imperative that you understand everything as it happens in the book and not let something slip past you. That is why these exercises are also so important. Because with these exercises here, when you answer this question, for example, أين الكتاب, you must now use a pronoun. It's possible to say al-kitabu ala al-maktabi, the book is on the desk. However, it's best if you use these terms like huwa and hiya, meaning it, to show whether it's masculine or feminine. Because by doing this, by putting huwa, a person can understand that, okay, now you do understand that al-kitabu is a masculine word, therefore you have to use a masculine pronoun as along with it, or feminine for feminine, likewise in that manner. So therefore it's important that you do the exercises. And like I said, on Ummah forum, in the Ummah radio section, there is a thread there just for the for homework from this Arabic class. So any one of you who do the exercises, you can just take a picture of what you have written or scan it in, whatever the case may be, and you post it on that thread, inshallah, and then it can be checked out and seen whether there are any mistakes in it or not. Okay, so in any case, continuing on, he now says number 2, Aina Muhammadun, where is Muhammad? The reply given is, that I give, is Huwa fil ghurfati, he is in the room. Now, like I said earlier, when something gets taught, immediately he puts it into practice. He gave you here Muhammadun earlier on the page, and he put the tanween, the dhammatain on the ending. But here he's giving you the question, and he's saying Aina Muhammadun, but there is no tanween or any tashkil on the word for that matter. The reason for that is to see whether you understood the lesson and you paid attention to notice that he actually said Muhammadun and Yasirun both. So you should know by here, when you are using the word Muhammadun again, to put that tanween on there. I explained to you basically in a nutshell as to why it is like that. Or rather, I just told you that it does exist. But in any case, so therefore, when you write this all as part of your homework, then you know to say it is Aina Muhammadun and not Aina Muhammadu. Okay, so that is the end of page 21. On to page 22, he says, أين الساعة? Where is the watch or the clock? I will give all answers from my side, but like I say, if you're doing your homework, you can put in any other reply from your side. It's not necessary that you have to use some examples from the book or use examples that I give, but you can make up your own ones. In fact, if you make up your own ones, all the better. So in any case, he asked, أين الساعة? Where is the watch? And I will answer by saying, هي على السرير. It is on the bed. Then he asks, أين ياسر? Where is Yasir? I reply by saying, هو في الحمام. He is in the bathroom. Then he says, أين آمنة? Where is Amina? Reply given is, هي في المطبخ. She is in the kitchen. Then he says, أآمنة في الغرفة? Is Amina in the room? The reply I would give is, نعم هي في الغرفة. Yes, she is in the room. Now here is both lessons, or rather both points that we learned in this lesson, he puts it into this one sentence. One, we learned that Amina too, it does not have tanween, so therefore it is Amina too. And the second thing we learned is that the word which follows a pronoun will have a kasra on it. So therefore it is Aminatu fil ghurfati, not fil ghurfatu or fil ghurfata. So Aminatu fil ghurfati, is Amina in the room. Okay, I did give the answer for that, so we move on to number 7. Ayasirun fil matbakhi. Is Yasir in the kitchen? The reply I give is La huwa fil masjidi. No, he is in the masjid. Number 8. Man fil ghurfati. Who is in the room? So here, additional question, as you can say, or we did do it previously, but now we're asking it in a different form, that Man fil ghurfati. Who is in the room? We know somebody is in the room, but we don't know who it is. So man fil ghurfati, who is in the room? So, and man, this word who, it applies to both males and females. So whenever you ask, whether you're asking about men or about women, you will still use the same word man. So in any case, the answer I give is Aminatu fil ghurfati. Amina is in the room. Number 9. وَمَنْ فِي الْحَمَّامِ, and who is in the bathroom? The reply I give is Khalidun fil hammami. Khalid is in the bathroom. Number 10. ماذا على المكتب? What is on the desk? ماذا also means what. So ماذا على المكتب? What is on the desk? The reply given is الكتاب على المكتب. The book is on the desk. Like I said, these are all my examples. And if you use different ones, all the better. If you use my same examples, there's no harm in it either. Lastly, number 11, he says, ماذا على السرير? What is on the bed? The reply given is الساعة على السرير. The watch is on the bed. Okay, that was exercise number 1. Exercise number 2, he says, اقرأ واكتب مع ضبط أواخر الكلمات. Read and write by putting on the tashkil, the haraka, on the last letter of each word. Like I say, all these exercises and everything, it focuses mainly on that haraka, on the last letter of each of the words. That is the most important point that you can do in these lessons. So in any case, he says al-madrasatu fil madrasati. Al-madrasatu, the school. Fil madrasati, in the school. Fil bayti, in the house. Al-baytu, the house. Al-ghurfatu, the room. Al-hammamu, the bathroom. Fil matbakhi, in the kitchen. Al-maktabu, the desk. Ala al-maktabi, on the desk. Ala al-kursiyyi, on the chair. As-sariru, the bed. Ala al-kitabi, on the book. Fil masjidi, in the masjid. Now he says further on, he says اقرأ واكتب. Read and write. Read the following sentences and write it down as well. Number 1. الطالب في الجامعة. The student is in the university. الجامعة means the university. So الطالب في الجامعة, the student is in the university. Number 2, الرجل في المسجد, the man is in the masjid. Number 3, أين التاجر, where is the businessman, the shopkeeper. هو في الدكان, he is in the shop. الدكان means the shop. And here again, like I said times in the past, that when he teaches something in the lesson, he immediately brings it into practice. So here, as you heard, I said أين التاجر, أين التاجر, not أين التاجر, but rather أين التاجر, because التاجر is a sun letter, so you don't pronounce the lam, but rather you say التاجر. So أين التاجر, where is the businessman? The reply given was هو في الدكان, he is in the shop. Number 4, القلم على المكتب, the pen is on the desk. Number 5, أين زينب, where is Zainab? هي في الغرفة, she is in the room. Here again, we did Amina, which was a feminine name, and now here we have Zainab, which is also a feminine name. Amina had the ta marbuta on the end, Zainab don't have a ta marbuta on the end, yet despite that, Zainab is still a feminine word, and therefore, with it being a feminine, rather I should say a feminine name, and because of it being a feminine name, it cannot get tanween. Therefore, he said Aina Zainabu and not Aina Zainabun. If it was Muhammad, it would be Aina Muhammadun. But here, because it's a feminine name, therefore it's simply Aina Zainabu. So where is Zainab? The reply given is she is in the room. Lastly of this page, number 6, أين الورق, where is the paper? Al-waraq means the paper. The reply given is هو على المكتب, it is on the desk. Page 23 onwards, number 7, he says أين المدرس, هو في الفصل, where is the teacher? He is in the classroom. Al-fasl means the classroom. Number 8, أين ياسر, where is Yasir? The reply given is هو في المرحاض, he is in the toilet. Al-mirhad means the toilet. Number 9, الشمس والقمر في السماء, the sun and the moon are in the sky. And number 10, من في الفصل, who is in the classroom. Okay, we'll just finish off this page here is basically what we did do. So I will just finish this page of number 23, and inshallah on that point we can stop for tonight. So in any case, Alif here again is subchapter A. So he says, I will read the names downwards, down the line and not across. So he says Muhammadun, Khalidun, Hamidun, Yasirun, Ammarun, Sa'idun, Aliyun, Abbasun. All of these are masculine names. Muhammad, Khalid, Hamid, Yasir, Ammar, Sa'id, Ali and Abbas. All of them are masculine names, and therefore, as you can see, all of them have a dhammatain on the end. Like I say, this does not apply to every single masculine name. As I said, the lesson is coming and you will see those masculine names which cannot get a tanween on it. So just for these words here, you can keep in mind that these ones get tanween. Now on the opposite side of the page, he gives female names. He says Aminatu, Zainabu, Fatimatu, Maryamu, Aishatu, Khadijatu, Safiyatu, Ruqayyatu. Amina, Zainab, Fatima, Maryam, Aisha, Khadija, Safiya and Ruqayya. All of them are all feminine names and therefore they cannot get tanween. Therefore you could hear all of them end with tu. Aminatu, Zainabu, Fatimatu, all of them with a single dhamma on the end. Then lastly he says اقرأ واكتب مع ضبط أواخر الكلمات. Read and write, focusing and putting the haraka on the ending of the letters. And again, like I say, the reason for this is to understand that and know that you understand what the lesson is about and what we just did learn. So he says Hamidun, Zainabu, Aminatu, Ammarun, Sa'idun, Fatimatu, Maryamu, Aliyun, Khalidun, Abbasun, Aishatu, Muhammadun, Safiyatu, Khadijatu. That is how it works. Masculine names of this sort here, they have the dhammatain on the end, but all the feminine names, they have a single dhamma on the end. Like I say, this lesson is coming in the same book and it will be explained in detail. It will be explained in detail, so I leave it for then, inshallah. So for now, we will stop with just this. That was the end of page 23. We're still continuing on with lesson number 4, and that, inshallah, we can do next week when we start page number 24, which is subchapter B. So in any case, on that point there, we will end. And we say وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على نبينا محمد سبحان الله وبحمده سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك.